The Steelers' situation is far from simple, and what happens in the next few days could change everything for the 2025 season. The battle for the quarterback position is heating up, and one of the most talked about names could end up surprising a lot of people with his future. But don't worry, because that's not all. One of the team's leaders opened up and made it very clear what he thinks about this controversy. You won't want to miss a single detail. And leave a like to support the channel. The Steelers' quarterback situation is a bit of a puzzle right now, and it all comes down to whether they roll with Russell Wilson or lock in Justin Fields for 2025. The fan base? Oh, they're all in on Fields, the younger, more dynamic option, with serious upside. And it sounds like the organization is leaning that way too. But if they want to keep him in Pittsburgh, they've got to get this deal done before free agency kicks off. Why? Because Fields is about to have some suitors. The Jets and Raiders are already eyeing him, and once he hits the open market, his price tag could jump significantly. Right now, his estimated market value sits around $6.4 million per season, but NFL insider Albert Breer thinks he could land something closer to what Sam Darnold got from the Vikings last year. Darnold signed a one-year, $10 million deal with Minnesota in 2024, initially expected to mentor rookie J.J. McCarthy. But when McCarthy missed the entire season, Darnold took over and delivered the best year of his career. Some teams see Fields as capable of making a similar leap, which is exactly why his market is heating up. If Pittsburgh wants to keep Fields, they may have to pay up, likely in that $10 million range, maybe even more with incentives. The good news? It's not an outrageous number for a team still searching for a long-term answer at quarterback. Look around the league, and you'll see a trend of former top picks getting a second chance and thriving. Baker Mayfield did it in Tampa Bay in 2023, Darnold did it in Minnesota in 2024, and now Fields could be next. The Steelers might actually regret how they handled him last season. Fields started the first 6 games, led the team to a solid 4-2 record, and was steadily improving. But then Wilson took over in Week 7, and Fields never saw the field again. Sure, he kept it professional, but you have to wonder if there's any lingering frustration on his end. If Pittsburgh truly believes Fields can be their guy for the future, a little overpay to keep him around in 2025 is absolutely worth it. The last thing they want is to lose him, watch him ball out elsewhere, and be stuck scrambling for answers again next offseason. So Steelers fans, what would be the best decision for the team? Will the board get it right this time? Comment below. But hold on tight, because now comes a bombshell statement that could change the entire course of this story. The Steelers' quarterback situation has been a hot topic all offseason, with the team still trying to decide between bringing back Russell Wilson or Justin Fields. While nothing is set in stone, the buzz around the league suggests Pittsburgh is leaning toward Fields. The problem? He's expected to draw plenty of interest in free agency, which means the Steelers need to lock him in before other teams come knocking. A huge chunk of the fan base is all in on Fields, and it looks like the organization is thinking the same way. His athleticism and mobility give the Steelers' offense a much-needed spark, making him the more logical choice over Wilson. But what about external options? Well, Cam Heyward made it very clear where he stands on that idea during his Not Just Football podcast. When asked about the team potentially moving on from both Wilson and Fields, Hayward didn't hold back. "I hope not. I don't like the other choices," he said. Safe to say, Hayward isn't interested in any outsiders stepping in as the next Steelers QB, and honestly, can you blame him? Wilson's struggles at the end of last season made it clear he's not the answer, but the alternatives aren't exactly inspiring either. Daniel Jones? Inconsistent. Sam Darnold? Unproven as a full-time starter. Derek Carr? Injuries and regression. Aaron Rodgers? A massive question mark after a shaky 2024. None of these guys scream franchise quarterback, and Hayward, as the longest tenured Steeler and defensive leader, knows it. His voice carries weight, and he's making it clear: stick with Fields. The reality is that Fields is the only quarterback in the mix who isn't just a short-term band-aid. He has the tools to develop into a legitimate franchise QB, if the Steelers give him the right opportunity. The front office appears to be doing what it can to keep him in Pittsburgh, but hammering out a deal before free agency won't be easy. If you look around the league, most top teams have quarterbacks who can move, guys who extend plays and keep defenses on their heels. That's exactly what Fields brings to the table, and that's exactly why he's a perfect fit for Arthur Smith's run-heavy offense. None of the other available QBs offer that kind of dual-threat ability, making Fields the clear choice. For a backup? Pittsburgh should look at drafting a mid-round rookie who they believe has upside. The 2025 QB draft class isn't loaded with elite talent, but there's value to be found on day 2 or day 3. The Steelers need to build for the future, and right now, the best way to do that is by making sure Fields stays in black and gold. If the Steelers truly believe this is the right path, they need to act quickly before it's too late. The fans have already chosen a side, and even inside the locker room, opinions are being weighed in. The worst-case scenario? Being left empty-handed and watching a former player shine on another team. Pittsburgh can't afford to make any more mistakes in this position. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of the developments in this soap opera.